Hey y'all, what it is, what it do? It's your girl Brittany. I am back. I am better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. I know what it is. We know that I post frequently. All right, y'all, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing a ducky bow, our ducky yow into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, come without further ado. Let's go and get into today's video. Now, this episode is, I believe, the second to last episode of Playboys, and they gonna go on top it off and get on. But overall, this episode was good. The fact that House A was standing on business with Landon, I definitely love that. I definitely love that. And I also love that Rich Zay was just like, let's turn on everybody. I'm turning on all of you. But I ain't gonna lie, he picked and chose. He ain't turn on Metro, he ain't turn on Cash, he ain't turn on N. But everybody else was up for free game. And I just thought that was so funny. I said, as he should, please entertain me. And one thing Rich Zay is gonna do is entertain. Rich Zay definitely does not have to do too much. He gonna catch his face. He gonna run his ones, but he's hilarious. Like, he's definitely a standout in the Playboys universe this season. I definitely feel as though he came and he did just enough to be recognized and to come back. He running his face and stuff. It might not be necessarily somebody that we're like, oh, I gotta see this fight, but he gonna always fight. Now we start off with them, doing the little UFC fighting or whatever, and they end up in there. Rizze definitely was taking Sheik through there, take him through there, take him through there. Like I told y'all on the last Playboy panel that I reviewed, Metro had already let it be known that Sheik had turned down his fade and didn't want to fade him because he said that he was too big, which they're the same size. So go off. Now, at one point, after Rich they say, oh, he was feeling them hooks. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When she really started choking him, I said, baby, you really want to win that bad. Like, he is tearing you up. You out of breath, you high. You definitely don't need to be back. I'm not gonna lie to you. You definitely don't need to be back on Playboys. You didn't really give anything for Deja Vu. So I don't know why they expected you to give more for Playboys. But okay, go off, by association. But when he was choking him, I was just like, okay, he doing a lot. Like, chill out. Now, mind y'all, D Scott come out there. He happy go lucky. He like, yeah. All you see is man taking off. Girl, I scream because I'm like, please hit your target. Because on the panel, D Scott told me, every time I see man fighting, I'm gonna get him. Every time I see him fight somebody else, I'm jumping in. I'm gonna always jump him. So I don't blame man for getting that. Now we go back to House A. Katari, Sheik, and Ma end up all having a one-on-one, and they let it be known that they ended up eliminated Metro Zay out of the house. I wonder what made them eliminate Metro Zay. I feel as though it's way more people there that could be up for elimination. And no shade, two of them are in the room with us as we're speaking about it. Two of them are actually in the scene who could have been, or at least for real, for sure, one. They started talking about Ken, and Mom was like, I forgot Ken was even on the cast, which is true. If Ken wasn't talking, you wouldn't even know that he was there. And they go for Ken, Marty. It, again, like I said, it's a lot. Even in both houses, it's a lot of them who have gotten to the background. But I am not gonna lie to y'all. The background characters come up when they need to come up. Because y'all remember season 2? Oh, child. Season 2 had so many background characters, baby. I think they had only like 5 real characters of the show. Season 2 was like background century for Playboys. Now, I thought it was a key that he said a Mohawk in 2025 because that is true. But I like Ken Mohawk. Ken, it's a Mohawk, but it's not a Mohawk. But it's nice on him. I like Ken with the hair. It's not really a mohawk though. It's a mohawk, but it's not a mohawk. But it's nice. It's not your average mohawk. So Katari ends up talking about Landon, which I like Katari when it comes to that. Like Katari don't mind calling nobody out. He do not mind. He's not the best fighter, but I like the fact that he say what he gotta say right then and there. He don't hold nothing in. He get you right then and there. So Katari, says his piece about Landon. After that, Sheik ends up saying that he ain't going to reunion. But if Katari come, he gonna slide. I think he should come though because he need to run some fades. I do. I think he had like a smooth season of doing much of nothing. He should come out and run some fades. Yeah, nigga, do something. Cause you ain't give much for the season, so you might as well give something for the reunion, in my opinion. So they get to talk about that, and then they got to talk about Ken again. He's talking about, who is Ken? The Mohawk. Oh, okay. The God that took me. Now we go to House B, and Ken and Marty are getting into it. That was funny to me. Ken still just talking. Still ain't really caught another fade yet, but hey, be like that. So him and Marty going back and forth, and I see because on the panel they was like, "Aren't you and Marty supposed to get that?" And I was really confused on why they said that they was supposed to get that, but they're not obviously getting that because they cool now, which I do love. So as that's going on, Alman then surprises us, and he dresses up like Ariel from the Little Mermaid. He gets in the pool and couldn't even get on the floor. That literally was hilarious. First of all, he shocked me. The wig, the mermaid outfit, how he built. Like, Almond is a key. Almond, like I said before, struggling with that flow. Truly is worth watching again and again and again and again. Now, Landon ends up going to the other house because he feels as though he's only been able to host mostly like the OGs in House B, basically. And he feels as though, he won last season, as he did. And not only that, he did win Ultimate Playboy. So therefore, he's hosting everybody. Okay, even Maul. Include Maul in it. He's hosting all of them, basically, which I understand it. But it is the last day though. It is the last day. I think that he went into it playing like, oh, I'm the host. I want to get to know everybody. But I think Landon already knew he was coming over there to catch his phase. He said that Isaiah had been telling him on the back end that Khalil needed that. But Khalil said that Isaiah was telling him on the back end that Landon said that he needed that. So in actuality, everybody needed that. And I think he really just came over there to fight because at one point he did put the gloves around his hands. So to me, you knew you came to bang, but again, he want to keep that storyline up of, oh, I'm the host and I'm just hosting and da da this, da da that. I don't want to fight nobody, blah 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 blah. But obviously, he gets caught up in his lies as he's at the house. Mac also gets caught up in his lies. And again, why is JR talking? Like, shut the hell up. Now Mac and Landon talking, and Mac ends up saying that he feels as though Cassie was really running House B. Yeah, I agree too, to an extent. Cashy, I ain't gonna say like telling people what to do, but as far as like him having his way, he definitely was having his way. Landon more so was reporting to them like, hey, who do you want to fight? Or hey, we're going here, we're going there. He was more so being the announcer to me in the house. But also too, Mac ends up saying that, oh well, you should never let him snuck me, all this. Host is not security. Security ain't host. Keep your head on the swivel, bitch. So, like I told y'all, Mac was up here lying saying that he socked Pootie. When did you sock Pootie? You said, what's up, Pootie? Like, I don't know what you be on, Pootie. You be weird. Then Pootie played like he was finna jump over that stairway, but he didn't. Why did you sit up here lying saying you smacked him? I can't wait till the panel come out so they can talk about this because they need to, at this point, run it at the reunion. Mac tells Landon, baby, he do not trust him. I was weak. He told me something, people be underestimating you, which is true. I do think his first season, everybody was underestimating him because it really was his reunion at one point when, especially when he took down Trey Coolin. That was real different because, in the beginning with Trey, we definitely thought Trey could fight. Looks wise, we was like, okay, Trey don't play. Ooh, child, when the veil was revealed, ooh. Okay, if you're an anime fan, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. One Punch Man, season 1, I think his name was Mark. The dude who is like supposed to be like the handsome guy. He supposed to be so strong, but he really scary and can't fight and everything. That's what Trey Coolin reminds me of. And I definitely did see him on Twitter twerking. Call me baby boo. It was moving. He said dun 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 dun. I said, oh, okay. Hands on your knees, twerk for me. Now, Robo gets his little 5 minutes of fame because I definitely feel as though he ain't really talking about nothing. They talked about him and Alman, and he basically just said that he jumping for his house. Woo woo. I personally don't care, but I thought it was, a coincidence that him and Kai's friends, and because y'all know that they didn't bring Kai back, which was stupid to me. I definitely think they should have brought Kai back. Kai was one of the main standout season 2. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Taye from a distance, girl, Taye is fine. I think it's just, in the confessionals, he don't give you eyes. He just give you lip. And all I can see is the coming on in my head. But from a distance, Taye, okay. Okay. I'm feeling it. No shade, Landon. Who are you for them to see you? Like, girl, it's the last day. Pay it. Why would they be excited to see you and it's the last day? Now, Sheik ends up putting us up on game that it was already known, or they had a conversation with House A that they could not fight Landon. But this really was a call out to Landon, in my opinion. Like I told y'all before, they wanted him and Maul to fight. I definitely think they thought that the house was gonna stir the pot as far as being like, Maul, my host, you ain't our host, all this and that. So he'd be like, no, I am your host. No, I am the host. And for them two to get into it. But again, like I said before, he had already had a conversation, already knowing that he was finna go over there and run his ones with Qatari and Khalil, in my opinion. I feel like he already knew he was finna have to fight. Now, I'm so excited for the panel to come on Tuesday, y'all, because Ty is up here spilling tea. First of all, why didn't we come in the season letting it be known why you and Ken was fighting? How dare you make me wait to the second to the last episode to spill the tea about you and Ken? So I ain't gonna lie, it's like a repetition thing of them always want to be like a painter. And mind y'all, Ty's a top. Good. Book bag to the head, I would have said he a bottom. Book bag to the head, I would have said bottom. Bottom all day. Not my business, but if somebody was like, girl, what you think? We kitchen table talking. I'm gonna say, girl, bottom. Bent over. Girl, he said he doing a bit. Girl, I'm in shock. The way he act, and I'm thinking about it. The way he act, girl, he probably would tear you up. Girl, he cause y'all know he's so annoying on this show. Girl, he probably cause he's supposed to, whenever I wanted it. So he probably was like, I'm putting you down. I'm putting you on. He probably putting it down. It's giving like, oh, thank you, daddy. Like, I love it here. Like, oh my God, daddy text me. Like, let me let him know I'm free. This particular day, Ken probably was rushing or something. If it is true, Ken probably was rushing and probably ain't have time. I think, I don't know, child. I really don't. But, I'm sure it's steps. Just like with me, like, of course, women, we have to shave, go get a wax or whatever the case is. You be wanted, to be presentable. I guess theirs would say like clean, like cleaned out, flushed out. But mine would be like more like presentable. But girl, I don't know, child. I don't know. I'm too deep in the business now. I don't really care. Now, this is when Landon started getting put on front street. I definitely think Sheik started it off by saying like, well, when it came to the photo shoot, you was Vaselined up, you was ready to get out here, and now all of a sudden you saying like, oh, you're not finding then and this, and then Taye ends up saying, no, I heard you jump somebody. So this when the call out started calling out, baby. So they started putting it on thick. Solo ends up coming out saying like, well, you hit Khalil And you justifying it saying that you asked him, did he want to get a head up for Rich Day because he didn't tell you what you wanted to hear? You hit him. Nah, that don't make sense for you to hit him. That's not making sense. Like, regardless, Rich Day was jumping, go ahead and put him in the seat of the seat. Then they end up putting his confessional, him acting like he told Khalil, like, so what you want to do? You ain't even come with that type of energy of what you want to do. I'm getting a lead back for Ivory. It's the last day. You've been around him 1,001 times. You never was looking for a head up. The only reason why you getting your phase in now is because basically the house called you out. Basically the house was calling you out on playing like you just hosting when you really on the back end being messy and hitting people, off guard and stuff. Now I will say this. I do understand Landon's POV as far as him and Zeta getting into it. Now, I'm gonna say this before I get into why I agree with Landon. I'm gonna say this. I don't agree with him on this. Landon was not checking nothing behind Zeta. He definitely wasn't. He wasn't. The only reason why he got into it with D Scott is because of Landon. Landon was pillow talking. But anyways, let's move back on. Zeta, you've only known them for 4 days. Like, no shade. I need you to go touch some grass. Like I told y'all, I like Zeta. I definitely think Zeta is the breakout star. But to an extent, him and Ken do have the same problem of like, just like with Ken. Ken is a follower. Ken is very much a follower. He wanted to be cool with the OGs. Zeta, on the other hand, wants to also show loyalty, show, that he can be a chameleon. He run his fades. But he does plant himself in stuff that has nothing to do with him. Okay, when you got into it with D Scott, that wasn't your fault. That was Landon. But then after, you got into it with Metro blended you up real quick. It was when y'all was doing the brawl, you had already seen Pootie and Isaiah fight, and then you just go over there and hit Pootie out of nowhere. Yes, y'all are having a brawl, but it's like you just met them. Like, they're not doing that for you. They're not continuously putting themselves in a position to look out for you in that house. From what I'm seeing, when you getting blended, nobody's looking out for you. And I mean, Landon to an extent is not either, but they did ask could they switch y'all out, and you declined to switch. So if he's being cordial with Ken, what did you expect him to do? He is the host at the end of the day. He do gotta talk to Ken. So what are we talking about? And my thing is, no, you been peeped the messy shit when it came to D Sky. You had peeped that Landon really wasn't no good friend like that as far as these cameras rolling and when money involved when it came to D Scott. More so. I don't think it had nothing to do with Ken. I think it had everything to do with Landon pillow talking. And then you probably have heard from other people who know Landon too, like, oh yeah, Landon real fake. Landon to say one thing and do another. So I think it was all of that combined more so than just you seen for 4 days that he was talking to Ken. So my y'all, Zeta and Landon get into it. They bring Maul into it. Maul, Zeta, did you beat me? You ain't want me. You ain't want me. Maul told something. Hold on. Please, y'all. Girl, I had to watch the scene 3 times. Please look at Khalil. Please look at D Sky. Girl, D Sky, when he sipped that drink, girl, I cried. I cried. Now, Khalil and Landon get that. As they're getting that, Landon just feel like he rocked out. I feel like the fade was weak. The kick was enough to send Khalil to the hospital, if you ask me. He kicked him, then he kind of like punched him a little bit, and then he hit the "Didn't I tell you?" his favorite line, pulling hair. But the fight to me was weak because Khalil was done with after the kick. But they get a fade in, and then he said that's for Ivory. But again, this the 4th day. We should have got that the first day if it really was for her. And honestly, she hasn't even said that to none of them. She ain't said thank you or anything. So we gonna see if Ivory rides for them like that, in due time. Now, after that, Landon felt like he was hot shit. So he like, next, easy, worked you mamas. Who next? Katari jumps up. And when Katari said he next, all that whooped you, who next came, and went. So he ends up saying, let me catch my breath. In the midst of him catching his breath, Maul. Now, my thing is this. I want to see Ivory's reaction to what he said once she gets put on game about what he said. I want to see what she has to say because, he letting it be known. I mean, which is true. We all never seen the fight. We never seen if Khalil did hit her or not. I thought he was the cameraman, but go off, and with that, he made some good points. Like, y'all don't know if she'll catch a fade behind y'all. Y'all don't know this. Y'all don't know that. Max said she would catch Faye behind him. I think she would. I think she would too. But like I said, in due time, we'll see. Now, like I said before, Landon is just in the hot seat, baby. Like they get him. This is a bad experience for him. You could tell. So Ty ends up being like, now or later, like, come on, hurry up and catch your breath. Fight Katari, and they end up calling him out for being a fake friend. And basically, they was just standing with Zeta. Like, even though they all don't know each other, they are standing rock solid together. Now, mind you, everybody jumping on Landon. They like, well, you should have hit Metro. You should have just hit Metro. He like, I broke it up. They like, no, you should have hit Metro. You should have socked Metro for your friend. Landon then does reverse psychology and was like, well, Khalil sitting next to Zeta. Sitting next to Zeta. Mind you, then they hugging on each other, all this. Like I said, bad experience for him. Now, mind you, Zeta is standing on business, like, I'm returning the energy, all this and that. We gonna see. Cause I did see him continuously looking over at like Maul, Mac, and all them. I feel like he was looking for validation, but we don't know if they still all talk like that. If anything, especially this your real life friend, y'all could have definitely had a conversation on the back end, or you could have just fell back by yourself. But I definitely want more context. Now, Katari definitely said, baby, this is not the ring. This is streets. Katari definitely worked Landon like a 9 to 5. Got up with him real quick. It was not giving. I told you. It did not give any of that. And the fact that she then snuck him too after that and popped him real quick, girl, he was London from Dollhouse. I was like, oh child, just getting tore. I don't think Bad to the Bone seeing this in his future. I definitely think that he he didn't see it going this way. He thought that he was gonna be able to charm, smooth talk his way out of it. But baby, these boys was on him. It was like they was prepared. And again, they most of them have known each other for only 4 days. So the way they having each other's back, I definitely didn't see this in my future of Playboys. But I love it. So we get to House B, and it was way more entertaining. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Rich Day turning on all them, I definitely thought was funny. It didn't work in his favor though, baby, because he was getting dropped left to right when Man was coming at him. Girl, I was weak. And when Pootie said, don't make me spin it to get sober in here, or whatever joke he said, that was hilarious to me. I definitely thought it was funny. Now, at a point, I'm not gonna lie, you can tell they was starting to be like, okay, like you getting on my nerves. Which I understand that too. Like, okay, it was a key, let it go. But he wasn't gonna let it go, child. So he had to get rocked, and turned every which way but loose. Now, mind you, you could tell when Rich Day actually got serious. Like, he really was like, okay, he gonna get the courage to go and fight Man. God, Man was taking him every which way, but once he fell, Man, obviously seen like, okay, he done. Like, girl, don't play with me. Don't try it again. But I don't even feel like Man was really fighting him like that. Obviously he see that he drunk. He can't really hold his liquor. And, it's not to take him serious. I'm happy that they really wasn't taking him serious. But then, too, they like, okay, well, you asking for it, so this was going to happen. But, it wasn't like Man actually, like, was going hard, like, actually trying to fight him for real. I do like that they understand, like, he be drunk and he, it's not coming from a place of like you been want to do this or you been felt this way or you trying to call me out. I'm glad they don't think about it like that. So they go around to Man and just blessed him and made him hit the bed. He didn't stop. Cashin picked up that he trying to have more phase than him. Girl, nobody's taking Rich A serious at all. Girl, it's a key. It was hilarious. Now, personally, for me, I hate an aggressive drunk. Literally, it's like deja vu. I just had that experience the other day. I don't like aggressive drunks, but I'm a fun drunk. But I get to talking like Kim when I'm drunk. Like, and I be in my head like, girl, shut up. Girl, I just be talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Then I go real mute. Don't got nothing to say. Just mute. Just nothing. I have nothing to say. I don't care. I don't care. I have nothing to say. So, let me know what type of drunks are y'all. But overall, this episode was good. I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all in this one. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye.